JV TV.
Alright, so today I'm up here in an undisclosed location. The place around here is just so majestic, and it's pretty close to a popular area, but I don't want to disclose the location of this just because this is kind of quieter and not as many people come here, and I kind of like to keep it that way. But if I ever meet up with any of you and we ever collab, we'll come up here. But you know, it's just one of those places where we want to keep it the way it is. So there's a lot to play around with up here today. Over yonder there's a little building. I'm gonna go explore it after a bit. Little cabin of some sort. And obviously we got mountains all over the place. And right up here we have a big boy. So I want to go up and dive it. But what I'm gonna do first is I got the Mini 4 Pro. I've been wanting to get more, content with this guy. I've had it for a while, but I just haven't, I've been so into the AVATA 2 that I haven't done much with the Mini 4 Pro, and it's an amazing little drone, it really is. So what I'm gonna do with it is I'm gonna go up to this mountain right here and just kind of see what my height is, to make sure I can get up there to the top to dive down with the AVATA 2, because obviously I have a limit at 1,600 feet, which is 500 meters. So I'm gonna take the Mini 4 Pro. It's not very windy out here. It's actually a pretty good day to fly. So this will be the test run with the Mini 4 Pro, and I got the launch pad here, obviously. And I'm just gonna be taking all drones off from the launch pad. Okay, so right there was where the 1,600 foot max altitude was. So let's switch to the AVATA view now. All right, I got 92% on the battery, ISO set at 100. I got an ND 16 filter on there, 4K 60, 1/120 shutter speed. Should be good to go. Run into myself when I take off here. You can get a look at the situation. Had to put a little sunscreen on my forehead so it doesn't get burned since I took the hat off. All right, first thing we're gonna do is go over here and dive this mountain, and that's probably gonna take up a battery, and then I'm gonna swap out the battery and then go explore that cabin over yonder that I seen. Be some good exploration content going on here. Let's see, about 40 degree camera angle. Let's go. Wind's playing with me a little. So yeah, right up to the ridge right there was 1,600 feet max, so I'll get enough height just to do a little bit of a dive on this guy. We'll kind of follow it up here. Beautiful. Now I don't want to go deep down in there because I will lose signal. There's a big hill right in front. But I would like to go over here and hit this ridge for a second. Hit my 1,600 feet right there. Dagnabbit, wasn't even paying attention. That's the whole reason I did the test flight. Shoot. My home base is right down there to the left. Right where the mountain meets the green. So if I go behind this ridge, let's go over here. I've got to get authorization to go higher from DJI. All right, let's dive it right here. Such a buzzkill, man. Right over this ridge. might have got time to go explore that cabin off this battery, but I'm not going to because I want to take my time over there. Let's go over here real quick. There's that cabin right there. We'll explore it when I come back because I kind of want to do it with the motion controller. Or it could be an old stable or something. Let's see how we can get up this one. %on the battery, just have to get up and get down. Right there's 1,400 feet up. Look at this guy again. We got 43%, just enough. All right, down to 32%. That was pretty cool. I'm gonna bring her in here and explain what I'm gonna do next real quick. Oh yeah, I'm on the bike up here on this undisclosed trail. About time, huh? Where's the pad? There it is. Come on down. F***ing bee. Never fails the elements out here, I tell you what. All right, I'm gonna swap the battery out and start this camera over again. Then we're gonna go explore that little cabin with the motion controller. Okay, got the motion controller ready to go here. Well, thought I did, had to power it on first. All right, we're gonna go explore that little cabin with this guy. Let me start my recording right now so you can see the drone view. Take it off, I'm just gonna go straight over there in sport mode. Haven't used the motion controller in a while. It's pretty cool. You definitely feel, I don't know, it's just, a lot of people will say with the remote controller you feel like you're in more control. I mean, you are if you're in manual mode and stuff, but this is so precise and easy. You can have one hand free. Whoa, I better pay attention to what I'm doing and not say it's that easy. Oh, power lines. Okay, so I might pause it up here and then I want to turn on the head tracking. I'm going to pause it right here because hold on. I can keep recording. All right, we got head tracking on now. So, I'm gonna go over here. This might confuse me, I don't know, we'll see. And perhaps I should put it on auto ISO. All right, hold on. I'm gonna pause, stop recording, and put this on auto ISO. Because this thing, it's gonna get dark in here. And I'm gonna turn head tracking off. That was a little hard to do. Okay, so recording again. Head tracking is off for this. I gotta get used to head tracking a bit more before I do that. Okay, here we are. Nice. Really? Signal's getting a little weak right here, really? Beautiful. I just couldn't resist going through that door. So, I bet that was a stable of some kind at one point. Or maybe it was somebody's cabin. I don't know. It's pretty cool though, huh? Let's get a look behind it here. Nice. Kind of a side look. The motion control, you have to do your little joystick on top to do sideways movements. Unless you're doing head tracking. So, alright, well now that I've explored that, pause it, and I'm going to put the head tracking back on. I have to keep my head way up here. So, I'm going to fly over here. You're supposed to be able to look as you fly. Yeah. Which can kind of be distracting, but there, see, I'm looking at it as I'm going by. Let's try it again. So I have to keep my circle. I should have a SD card in the goggles right now recording this. I'll get one and do that there on the next episode. Nah, it's too hard to go in there with head tracking. Head tracking is easier if you're just like doing a flyby. See, because I can look at it. Keep going forward. That's weird. I'll have to try that with the RC controller and see if that's any less mind-boggling. Huh. Okay. Now 55% left on this battery. This battery wasn't fully charged, it was only like 80, but the motion controller really preserves the battery when you use it. Let's turn off head tracking. And kind of explore around this nice green river valley right here. Oh, what was that? Oh, just a stump. I thought somebody made like stacked up rocks right there like you see by the river sometimes. Was not the case. Yeah, that's one thing cool about this motion control. I have a hard time saying that fast. Motion controller is you can really get some low proximity flying pretty easily. Maybe a little too easily, too comfortably. Check out the river. Ooh, got a little weak signal right there. Getting down pretty low here, I guess. fact, while I still have 46% on the battery, let's try the motion controller to go up here. See how far this road goes up. See if I should take the bike any further up. Getting a weak signal there. Yeah, it goes quite a ways up here. The only sad part about the motion controller is you only got 35 miles an hour max speed in sport mode. Of course, manually, I have to have the angle of the camera like way up into the 40s for it to, you know, hit 50 miles an hour consistently, and that drains the battery quite quick. But that's to be said for any FPV quad. A lot of power being put through those motors when you're flying manual mode like that. Where am I? There I am. Big old forehead. I gotta get some sun on that thing. Alright. Bring it back in, lander on the pad.